Hey everyone, welcome back to Ragtag Stacking. In today's video, I want to talk a little bit about the different ways you can stack silver. And for me, I'm going to start off with the main reason why I do it, and that is as a hedge against inflation. And obviously, we've been hearing that in the news recently with what's been going on with the inflation now. And you're just seeing it creep into every little aspect of your life. You know what I mean? If you're going to the hardware store to pick up some wood to work on your deck or a little project, you're going to notice that lumber price is way up. And then, you're going to go to the grocery store to pick up some steaks for your 4th of July or your Canada Day barbecue. You're going to notice you're spending a lot more money to pick up the same amount of meat. Or you're going to be spending the same amount of money for a lot less of something. That's another way inflation hits you. Not only sometimes you'll see prices go way up, you'll see the quantity of what you're buying go way down for the same price. So it is a good idea to put some of your fiat currency into the physical silver. As we all know, this stuff cannot be just minted up out of nowhere like you can just print up money. This stuff is, it's finite, it cannot be inflated. So, it's obviously a good way to store your wealth and put some of that fiat currency that can be affected by inflation. It's a good way to store it there. But also along with, the hedge against inflation is I also use it as a physical savings account. Now for me with savings accounts, I always find it's way too easy for me to just move it over to my checking account. You know what I mean? My checking and savings account, there's no penalties or anything like that for transferring money from savings to checking. So, I always feel like I'm doing well. You're putting money aside every week or every 2 weeks, and you get a nice lump sum built up there of like $600-700. But then, you go out with your friends and you have some beers and wings, or something frivolous, something that you don't need pops up and you're like, oh, I want that. Something that you want, not necessarily need. And it's very, very easy. You just open an app on your phone, move some money from your savings to your checking, and then you got that stupid purchase in your hands and you're good to go. With silver, you have a little bit of a penalty built in with those premiums. So if you overextend yourself and buy a lot of silver and then something happens where you need some cash and it's not there because you have it in the silver, and let's just say something happens within like a month or a couple of weeks, and you haven't made up the premiums on the silver and you don't have the cash to cover what happened, well, you need to dip into that silver and you're going to be losing money on that. So that's a bit of a penalty for dipping into your silver savings account, your physical savings account here. Now, I'm not saying never sell your stack. You might have something in mind down the road to sell. Hopefully you're waiting until your premiums are covered by, spot price going up and things like that. But when you're selling your stack, most people aren't going to be putting it right back into those fiat dollars that you bought the silver for in the first place. You're going to be putting into another asset, say like land, or that's when you can, if you have a goal setting it down the road and you've met it, then you liquidate your stack and put it into something else. Most people aren't going to be liquidating it and just putting it into a pile of cash and holding on to it. So yeah, the premiums that you have on silver in the short term definitely works as sort of like a deterrent and a penalty for you to, sell that silver for money that you didn't plan ahead and put too much into silver, and now you need to get it back and you're going to be paying a price for it. Now another way you can stack is as a flipper stacker. Now, I haven't flipped anything yet, but I have seen some awesome videos and things like that about people who will look for, a coin that is very, very popular or having a lot of hype. People are talking about it, or a low mintage piece, like we saw with that V75 American Eagle. That's a perfect example of a coin that had a perfect flipping opportunity. You saw the site crash. It was very popular. People were trying to get that coin, and then you saw right away on eBay they just went and they were up in the thousands of dollars when the coin, I believe it was like $83 from the mint, and you can just see on the secondary market right away that people were paying a pretty penny to get their hands on that. I didn't get my hands on the V75 Eagle, but I did get something from the Royal Canadian Mint that was a low mintage coin, and it was this W Mint Mark Privy 2021 Maple Leaf. I believe the mintage on this one was 8,000. The 2020 was 10,000, and the 2021 I believe was 8,000. And I didn't flip it, but I liked because I liked the way it looked, and I just wanted to hold on to it. And so I have the 2020 and the 2021. I intend on picking these up as they are released each year. But I saw that this was a pretty good flipping opportunity on eBay right when they were being sold. I saw that they were going for they weren't doubled in price, but pretty close to that. And it wasn't as popular or as hyped or as talked about as some of the other coins. So the flipping opportunity on this one wasn't the same as, say, like as I said, the V75 or something like that. But I did see that some people did make some money off of that coin when it came out. I've heard a lot of flipper stackers talk about the first coin in a series is the coin that's going to be worth the most, which makes sense. There's people like me that get in to silver stacking at a certain point, and I basically missed the entire Queen's Beast series, so I didn't have a chance to pick that up. And looking at some of the the first coins in that series on the secondary market, prices are through the roof, and I'm not going to be picking up those coins. I can't justify the price. So if you're able to catch a series and you see that it's a very, very popular one, like the ones where I see those Zeus and Poseidon coins, those are hot coins. I always see people when they released the Zeus one, it was just a swarm of people going and get the regular one and the antique one. And then I saw the flipping of these coins, and people made a lot of money off of them, and they're beautiful, beautiful coins. But I saw that people rush to get that Zeus coin. So if you're looking at getting into flipping, you're not just going to be going and say, hey, well, I'm going to pick up a bunch of 10-ounce bars. I'm going to pick up a bunch of 10-ounce generic bars like this one here, and I'm going to look to sell them and flip them for a 30% profit. Well, that doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? Like I said before, you're going to be wanting to look for a coin that has a low mintage, has a lot of hype, has a lot of people talking about it and wanting the coin. And you're going to want to look for those opportunities. You're going to try and get as many as you can, and then just turn around to flip them on the secondary market. There's some coins like that V75, some of the flippers were saying that you want to get it onto the secondary market as quick as possible, which made sense. That was the highest prices you were getting, and as it went on, I guess the demand, not the popularity, but the demand for it on the secondary market, went down, and you were seeing those coins going for 300, 400, 450, something like that. But it doesn't make sense to do that if you're picking up the coin like the first coin in a series. You're going to want to wait for it to be down the road, and you're going to want to wait for demand to pick up on that coin. You're going to want to wait for those people coming into that coin series late and wanting to finish off their set, and you being one of the ones that has that coin, one of the few, because you were able to pick it up early on, you can obviously go ahead and charge a higher price for it, or whatever you're able to get for that coin. And so there's different styles of flipping as well, and different ways to purchase, and waiting periods, and you're going to want to know which coin to flip right away or which one to hold on to. So it is kind of like a sweet spot that you have to find, and it's something that I am looking at to getting into, but there are plenty of great channels out there that are flipping, and it's might not be their primary thing on their channel, but they do incorporate flipping into their stacking strategy. And for me, stacking for the long haul, just accumulating and accumulating, I'm going to be continuing to need more space. It's going to be taking up a footprint. If you're a flipper and you're primarily buying things and flipping them right away, you might not need as much of a footprint for your stack. You could get away with a slightly smaller safe. You don't have to spend as much money on a bigger one, because you know that the turnover on your stack is going to be at a certain point that you know that this size will suffice. You're not going to need to continue to add on because your stack is just growing and growing, and you have nothing going out the door. With flippers, you're going to be picking up with the intent of it going out the door in a couple of days or weeks or whatever it is. So with different styles, there are different things that you have to think about, like that with the storage. That benefits the flipper, you know what I mean, where you're not going to have to make sure that with your growing stack, you want to make sure that it's secured, so you're going to have to find different spots to hide it, different safes to put it in. With the flipping, with the constant turnover of inventory, you might not need to worry about that as much, or need as many spaces, or need as many safes. And another style would be prepping. Prepping is another thing that I see a lot, and it's a good idea. It's obviously good to be prepared, and I do live up in Canada, and sometimes the winters are very, very bad here, so I do like to have a nice, emergency cash supply just in case we get hit with some snowstorms and the power goes out. Just can't run to an ATM to get some cash, right? You need some gas for a generator or what have you, something like that. You're going to want to make sure you have cash on hand. But the primary reason why I'm not into prepper stacking as much, or prepping in general, is just space. I live in a very small space right now, looking to move in the near future, get some more room, and then I'll start maybe prepping a little bit more or getting into prepper stacking. But there are some very good channels out there that show it. And there is certain coins or silver that the prepping community do like to pick up. So a lot of preppers, they're looking at the potential of a bartering system coming back into popular usage, and it's good to get a 10-ounce bar. It's a big chunk of silver. But if you are a prepper stacker and you're looking for things to barter with, this is a big chunk of silver, you know what I mean? So either you're going to break off some of the 10-ounce bar here into smaller pieces and weigh it out and do it that way. That's kind of a bit of a hassle. So yes, junk silver is something that prepper stackers do like getting into because, like I said, it is a fractional silver. Bullion products come in fractional size as well. I primarily get the 1 ounce. I do like the 2 ounce pieces, but I wouldn't go lower than a 1 ounce bullion product because the fractional sizes do carry a heavier or a higher premium, whereas junk silver carries some of the lowest premium compared to spot price. So yeah, it's definitely something that prepper stackers do like to stack, is this junk constitutional silver. So in case you don't know, any US coinage like the dimes, quarters, half dollars here from 64 and down earlier are 90% silver. The Kennedys, they do have some 40%. From 65 to 70, the quarters were 40% silver. But yeah, the 64 Kennedys are 90, and you got some Walkers here. These are all 90%. I do have some Franklins, and the Franklins haven't been making it out to many videos lately. It's just buried in my monster box. I need to clean it out and do a better job, because the Walkers and the Kennedys have been coming out for videos, but not the Benjamins. That's American. I live up in Canada, so we do have some Canadian junk silver as well. This is a Canadian dime. This one happens to be 50% because it's a centennial. That's a mackerel. I'll show you another one here. This one is a 80% dime. This one's from 1949. Most of the Canadian junk silver is 80%. So this stuff is your fractional silver. So you'll be able to use a lot of this stuff in a bartering system, especially if it's for smaller purchases. You might be able to use a couple of American Silver Eagles to pick up some groceries that will last a week or 10 days, whereas you might just be able to use 3 or 2 of these half dollars to pick up some stuff from the corner store that will get you through the next couple of days. So you'll be able to better conserve and better use your silver. So yes, with the junk silver, it kind of gives you a bit more, some more options with your silver. You're not going to have to be spending a 10-ounce bar each time you go to make purchases, or getting out the saw to cut off a piece of your kilo bar to go grocery shopping or something like that. So it gives you some more options and things like that. And if you're not a prepper, this stuff is cheap. It's got a very low premium compared to spot price. So if you're looking at picking up some silver, some cheaper silver, and putting some weight away, it's a very good option, and it's very liquid. You'll be able to unload this stuff. So you can't really go wrong with junk silver. Some people don't like it because it's ugly, you know what I mean? It's circulated, it's well worn, but it's silver, I do like some of the nice bullion stuff, but if you don't care for the beauty of it, you don't care for the art, you don't care for the extra premium that comes with that, then go with junk. Go with junk silver, and you're getting the silver that you want without the bells and whistles. It's no frills stacking, basically. So junk silver is good for that, but as I said, for the prepping community, it does serve a different purpose than just getting silver at the cheapest price. So yeah, that was just a video I wanted to make about the different ways that you can go about stacking silver. Let me know in the comments how you stack silver. You don't have to just be one way. You don't just say I only flip and all the other ways are stupid and I don't know why anyone. It doesn't need to be the case. And I don't know. I've never heard anyone who would say one way of stacking is the only way to do it and this is how you do it. You know what I mean? People have different styles. People have different needs, and it can change. Someone can be a flipper and then not want to be keeping up with the different trends and keeping up with the popularity of a coin or the hype of a coin, and you just want to pick up silver to put it away for yourself. Then you might transition from flipping into just more using it as a hedge, and you'll start picking up some different silver. So like I said, I'm not here to change anyone's minds or say this is the best way to do it, but I am interested in hearing from you guys on how you guys do it. Especially flipping. Flipping is an interest of mine, and as I said, I'm constantly looking for those coins and the flipping opportunities. As I haven't clicked on one yet, haven't hit on any of the coins that have been popular for flipping. So yeah, if you're a flipper and you have been enjoying doing it, let me know in the comments, how you go about it. Anyways, thanks again for watching, and I hope you come back for the next one. Thank you.